The What to Read Next podcast helps you build a TBR of future favorite books. In each episode, Lori and Maine interviews authors and book influencers to recommend books they loved for you to pick up today. If you're an avid reader, always looking for your next great read, then the show's for you. Hi, Katie. Welcome to What to Read Next podcast.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, Katie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am the marketing associate for Sourcebooks, Casablanca, and Bloom Books. So I get to touch everything romance and romance adjacent at Sourcebooks. And before I was at Sourcebooks, I was actually an indie bookseller. So I have deep love for my indie booksellers out there and also all romance readers across the board.
I love this. And you're in Naperville, which is like, I lived in Chicago during the pandemic. So I have fun memories about like all these great bookstores that are around there. Like you got Love Sudaro, you got like a bunch of like cool, like, romance, pro-romance bookstores,
Yes, absolutely. And there's some in the city and the suburbs. It's so much great indie love here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love this. All right, so we're gonna talk books, all things book today, all things romance, all things. So where do you want to start? Do you have a genre you want to start with, or?
Why don't we talk about the books that everyone is talking about, which is Katie Roberts' Dark Olympus series.
Yes.
This is me telling you, if you haven't picked up this series, what are you waiting for? We're 2 books in. Neon Gods came out last year, which is the start of the series. It's Hades and Persephone. And Electric Idol just came out in January, and then we have Wicked Beauty out in June, and more to come in 2023. Each one gets its own Katie Robert twist on Greek myths, but it's modern, it's fun, it's sexy. There's so much to love in this series.
And it is high heat. Like
it is high heat.
The signature Katie Robert high heat.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think is a Wicked Beauty is a polyamorous.
Yes, it is. That one is a throuple. And my colleague and I joke that we get to type that word out into emails now.
I love this. Yeah, I like there's something to be said. I'm not a huge fan of love triangles. So I'm like, why do you just have a poly? Like, why do you just have a throuple?
Yes.
More the merrier.
Yes, always.
So I love this. All right, so what's next?
Maybe let's talk about rom-coms. I mean, summer is around the corner, and I think rom-coms are appropriate any time of the year, but I know a lot of people pick them up for their summer reading. Obviously, one of our hottest titles this summer is Husband Material, which is the sequel to Boyfriend Material. And I normally in romance, I'm all about you can pick up any book. Authors are such experts at crafting these wonderful standalone stories while also, introducing you to side characters. You get siblings, neighbors, anything fun like that. But Alexis has written us a sequel to Boyfriend Material. So you have plenty of time to read that before August, which is when Husband Material comes out. It's Alexis's signature humor. It's fun. It's quirky. There's so much to love there.
It's a fun British rom-com.
Yes.
Like it has British humor and it has like signature dry humor that is just like, it's fun. You're gonna laugh out loud reading this book.
If you don't laugh, maybe rom-coms aren't for you.
Yeah, like this one is a rom-com. Like, sometimes we market books and we're like, oh, it's like a rom-com, but it's not, doesn't have the comedy. No, this one has comedy.
Yes. So much love there.
I love it.
And then in May, we have actually a couple exciting releases. We have The Stand-In coming from Lily Chu, which is kind of the heroine swaps lives momentarily with an actress. And so she's kind of, thrust into this world of glamour that she's not used to. And it's set in Canada, which is really fun. And it's one I'm really excited about to get out into people's hands.
I love this. Yeah.
And then we have Never Been Kissed, which is Timothy Janowski's debut. It's really perfect for that, introduction to romance. It's lower heat, kind of fitting into that new adult genre, and it's set at a drive-in. So like anyone who's had that like first time summer job during college, like this book just absolutely captures that feeling so perfectly.
I love this, and it's a good reminder for to all the loves you to all the boys who loved before. Like
Yes.
that's like a good if you like that, series of rom-coms, then this book is for you.
Yes, absolutely. It's so much fun. And um, if we have time later, I'll talk about Christmas books, which Timothy has a Christmas book coming out with us.
Mhm.
Other rom-coms, we have Four Ways to Wear a Dress, which is kind of for that Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants fan, but kind of updated for, I'll say, the millennial reader.
Mhm.
This is the first book that is introducing a group of friends who all share a magical, I'll say magical in quotes here, dress that fits them all, and it just kind of brings them good luck throughout their life changes in their 20s.
Ooh, I like this.
Yes. It's a fun, the cover, like, to me screams beach read. I think anything can be a beach read, but like it's got a
Yeah.
girl sitting on a beach with a surfboard. Like you can't get more beach than that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Like beach reads are go to, and this is like a Sisterhood of Traveling Pants update. So,
Yes.
what more can you ask for?
Yes. Yes. And then we have the third book in Ronnie Lauren's series. The newest one is For You and No One Else. It's set in New Orleans, following slightly interconnected characters. You can absolutely read these all as standalone, and they really tackle. Ronnie really balances the humor with the heat and the sometimes more serious topics, but all in all, a super wonderful romance.
And this series is so good. I love the fact that it was like it was really topics that are actually they're relatable and stuff like that.
Yes,
Like you dealt with mental illness and like different things and different, but it had high heat and it had a good romance, that you
yes,
root for.
yes. There is so much to love in that series. I absolutely agree, and she has a really really great backlist if you're looking for more um, serious toned, that deals with um, friends who've come together back into adulthood after in their high school years experienced a school shooting. So if you're looking for something more serious that does bring that emotional level to your romance, definitely check out her backlist.
Yeah, and that's a 4 book series that you can binge on, and they're so good.
Yes, yes. This actually leads me really nicely into the family focused, I'll say.
Mhm.
We have some things that we're calling mom-coms, which are
Yeah.
a little bit more focused on motherhood, but also still bringing the humor. And then we also have those that focus on, the generational importance that women bring to a family, which that one specifically I'm speaking to is The Family We Never Met, which follows 3 generations of Cuban American women. It's a little more in the fiction category than it is romance, but it's still, I think, a great read for any romance readers. But if you're looking for a little more calm in your rom-com, of course, we have The Unplanned Life of Josie Hale, which is out in May, which is kind of like three men and a baby, but it's 2 men in this situation, and the mother, um, bringing up. She finds out that she's unexpectedly pregnant as soon as she's filed for divorce, and so she's kind of scrambling to put her life together. So I think focusing in on that, like, new mother while also trying to um, figure out her love life.
I love
So that
that.
one, that's going to be a really fun one. We have 2 that deal with wonderful neighbors. Welcome to the Neighborhood by Lisa Rowe, which is it has pulled some from her life living in New Jersey
Mhm.
and dealing with some nosy neighbors, as well
Mhm.
as then in August we have with Neighbors Like This that deals with with some garden gnomes and the HOA. So lots of fun and humor to come there.
I love this. And Welcome to Neighborhood is perfect if you love the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yes,
Just a
yes,
specific comp. If you're a Housewife fan, Welcome to the Neighborhood will be your bug.
yes, it absolutely will. It's got that, like, nice. I want to know what's going on in everyone's lives around me.
Yes. Yes.
If you're looking for small town romance, we do have a lot of Carolyn Brown coming out this year. She puts a nice southern spin on everything. Um, most recently, The Honeymoon Inn and Bride for a Day came out. Both are available now, but we do have more upcoming books, including a Christmas book from Carolyn Brown to look forward to.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to stay in the South, we do have the conclusion to Sharon Sala's Blessings Georgia series, which is The Best of Me is number 13. So small town romance fans, there's 13 books there to binge now. Perfect for you.
Perfect.
If you want something small town that's a little bit different, we have books from Jackie Ashenden. Her Backlist series is set in Alaska, and her new upcoming series, Find Your Way Home, is small town but set in New Zealand, where she is from.
Oh my gosh, I love a New Zealand book. They're like, it's such a hidden town. It's like such a beautiful place that I want to travel to, and yet we're not allowed to because
Right.
they're COVID very seriously.
Yes. I mean, so if you need that armchair travel, Jackie Ashenden is definitely need to be on your list. She, absolutely captures the beauty of New Zealand in this one. And I can't recommend Find Your Way Home enough there.
Yes.
And then I'm going to take a completely different turn and go into fantasy and paranormal. We have quite a bit here. I'm going to first focus in on fantasy romance. We are reissuing Amanda Boucher's Kingmaker Chronicles, the first 3 books featuring the one couple. And then we have a brand new book from Amanda in the fall that is a spinoff of that original trilogy. So you can start on the new book, or you can binge the original trilogy before the new book in the fall. But if you're a fan of Sarah J. Maas or Jennifer Armentrout, these books are for you. Like, absolutely. And in that same vein, we do have Scarlett St. Clair on our Bloom Books list, which talk about high heat, mythology, Hades and Persephone, so addicting. Like, when we first acquired Scarlett, I think I binged her entire backlist in a week because I couldn't stop. So good, so delicious. And then we have, vampires in King of Battle and Blood. So she's got a little bit of everything for everyone there.
I know. I just got the arc for the new one and I was like dying for it. I was like, oh my God, my day was made. Because I read Kin and Bad and Blood, her vampire one in one sitting. That's how good it was. It was like you couldn't stop reading it. Once you start, you couldn't stop.
Right. The pacing on that is just so perfect. You're like, okay, it's not a cliffhanger, but I don't want to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I just want to know what happens.
Yep. And then if you want a little bit of rom-com with your paranormal, your fantasy, we have both Boss Witch, which is out in April, and then Extra Witchy from Anna Aguirre, as well as her backlist, Witch Please, which came out in the fall. So if you're looking for both small town, but also witchy, but also rom-com, this series is definitely for you. Oh, and then I was like, I'm blanking on the other rom-com we have in October this year, When Life Gives You Vampires. It's got like dumpling elements to it because there's a body positivity storyline, because she is a plus size woman who gets turned into a vampire, and she has to come to terms with being like, oh, well, this is the body I'm stuck in for forever because I'm now immortal, and she has to come to accept her she's a fat woman who is now a vampire.
Oh my God. Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, it's got dumpling elements to it in the like confronting positivity so head on, but it's an adult paranormal romance too.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm really loving these paranormal romans that are coming out, like even the witchy rom-coms and the vampires. I'm like, there's a resurgence. Like I missed the Twilight year, so this is kind of like going back to like this is the kind of Twilight that I wish we had,
Yes, absolutely. I love how much romance is fully embracing the vampires.
Yes. Yes.
We're back. They're back and better than ever. And then if you're looking for wolves, we have Terry Spear, which she has a deep backlist. Definitely, if you're into wolf shifters, you need to check out Terry Spear.
Yes.
And then let's see. Just going through my list, what I haven't. Oh, Regency.
I was going to circle. We got to talk about Bridgerton.
We got to talk about Bridgerton is Bridgerton season 2 is here. I don't know about anyone else, but I instantly am like, I need all of the historical and Regency romance you can give me. And so I have a ton of unique ones. We have Amelie Howard, Rules for Heiresses, which is a absolutely beautiful read. If you love Regency, you need to pick up Amelie Howard. We have Anna Harrington, if you like it a little sexier. Newest book, Relentless Rake, as well as Remarkable Rogue, and then the previous titles in that series are also available. Coming out this summer, we have what we're calling the Byronic Book Club. The first one is Up All Night with a Good Duke. Sexy, smart, feminist reads there. Highly recommend that. If you're looking for a little sweeter, we have Jane Ashford, Earl on the Run, and Blame It on the Earl. And then if you're looking for something completely unique and different, Susanna Allen combines both paranormal and Regency in A Most Unusual Duke, and then the new one, A Duke at the Door.
Yeah, I read Susanna Allen. It's just like enriches both of those worlds into this one really juicy book,
Right. I think it's one of those books that sometimes I think Regency readers are like, do I want to pick up a paranormal book? As well as then paranormal readers saying, do I want to pick up a Regency book? And I think Susanna balances those two elements so well in her storytelling.
Yes. It's perfect if you like, I would say, if you like your paranormal with the size of Bridgerton,
Right, exactly. Absolutely. It's I don't want to say it's Twilight meets Bridgerton, but maybe
if they're wolves,
right. Right, exactly. There's no vampires here, but there are werewolves.
Yeah.
I think the only chunk I have left is talking about holiday books.
Let's chat some holiday books. I know it's a little early, but let's start putting our pre-order forms together. I know Timothy Chudovsky came on the show and talked about what was the first book that he wrote, and then he wrote the other book first. Your Me one, Matthew Prince,
Yes.
So
yes, and we actually have a holiday romance coming out this summer. It's called The Summer of Christmas, because the writers are a husband and wife duo who have previously worked on Hallmark, well, might not be Hallmark, but have worked on Christmas movies. And Christmas movies film in the summertime in order to be ready for the actual, holiday season. And so it's set on the set of a holiday romance. And so it's both summer and holiday.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
Yes. It's that one's coming out in July. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think works for both your summer TBR as well as your holiday TBR.
Yeah, Christmas in July.
Yes. So then we have The Holiday Trap by Roan Parrish, which is coming out, which is really great because it's exploring not just Christmas holidays, it's exploring, I believe they celebrate Hanukkah in the book as well, and it features two different queer couples swapping homes for the holidays. So definitely, if you're a fan of the movie The Holiday, this is the book for you this I
was gonna say, I felt like this is a holiday in a different level because it's a couple. So
yes.
Oh, this is so good. Yay.
Yes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we have, of course, You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince. And then we have There's Something About Mary, which is the sequel to Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist. And then if you're looking for paranormal, we have Christmas Wolf Surprise by Terry Spear, and More Small Town Southern Charm with Just in Time for Christmas from Carolyn Brown.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's so many books that I have to look forward to, and you're like, I can't wait.
I know I think there is really something for everyone this year between kind of all of the genres we're publishing into.
Yes. So good. So tell us where you can find source books, where we can find them and like where we can find source of lists, upcoming lists and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So on social media, we tend to be Sourcebooks Casa just because of character count.
Mhm.
And we're constantly posting new releases as well as titles to look forward to across all of our social media platforms. Otherwise, you can find us at sourcebooks.com and browse our catalog there. Otherwise, our books are available wide. You can get them at your indie bookstore, Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, Apple, Kobo, the list goes on, Google. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. That's it. Thank you, Katie, for being
Yay.
on the show.
Absolutely. I hope I did okay.
If you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to share with friends, subscribe, rate, and review the show. This is the easiest way to support this podcast. For a list of books mentioned and other romance recommendations, please visit whattoreadnextblog.com. The What to Read Next podcast is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. Please visit frolic.media/podcast to discover new shows to tune in. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.